two men scan the horizon looking for a group of fell runners as a storm blows itself out over Helvellyn, towering nearly 1,000 metres above the Lake District. The runners are hours late.
They stayed on schedule since the call from Helvellyn. They should have been here by now.
Out of the gloom comes one man, 30-year-old Sam Mcgrath, but there's no sign of the others. A race for charity, trying to run 72 miles in 24 hours, has become a battle to stay alive.
Absolutely hideous conditions.
And what makes this more worrying is that Sam and his overdue colleagues are all paratroopers, some of the fittest people on the planet. Sam Mcgrath is one of the youngest soldiers ever to hold the rank of Major. Now he's in charge of the gruelling selection process for the elite parachute regiment.
4 sets of 5. This is the first one. Don't be fazed by it. We're going to go up the grass, round the side and back in. OK, there'll be a water stop in between. Nothing to worry about. Stick with me. Let's go. OK.
My name is Lieutenant Sam Mcgrath. I'm in the British Army.
Sam has done tours of duty in Northern Ireland, Iraq and Afghanistan and has seen friends killed and maimed. Now he wants to raise money for the Help for Heroes organisation, set up to aid injured military personnel.
It's obviously awful, and it's happened to me a number of times, and it's never easy. I mean, we're a small family, and kick one of us, and we all feel the pain. You just almost need to put it aside, focus on what you're doing, and then we'll make sure that we respect his memory back in the UK.
He set himself a tough personal mission to run 42 fells in the Lake District, a total ascent of 27,000 feet, a distance of 72 miles, and do it all in less than 24 hours.
Thanks for coming.
The challenge is called the Bob Graham Round, named after a Keswick hotelier who did the run back in 1932. But Sam wants to complete it in under 22 hours. Along with his friend Duncan and various pacers, it'll be a non-stop charge. Starting at Keswick at 7 in the evening, 4 hours would get them to Threlkeld, 8 to Dunmail, 14 to Wasdale, 19 to Honister, and returning to Keswick after 22 hours.
I've got to be honest, I'm a little bit apprehensive about it because I think the thought of him being out there in the middle of the night for all that time is very, very scary. But, if anybody can do it, Sam can, because he's really determined and he's done lots of really scary things with the army.
4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Sam, right, let's just clarify this. 22 hours, 72 miles, the height of Everest. Are you sure you want to do it?
I've not got any options now.
I'll see you on the other side, I think. I might wait in the car for you, pick you up at certain points.
I broke my ankle a couple of years ago, and that's something that I've been very conscious of in my training. I've gone over it a couple of times. A significant injury would stop me from doing it, but I think it's only that will stop me from doing it.
Well done!
Come by, come by.
It's not too late to give up.
Yeah, no chance.
Bye.
We came down Skiddaw, met you at the junction just below Skiddaw House, and that's where it started to go wrong.
Derek, do you mind just getting them over to the other side where sheep pen is? We're going to do this on our own. Awesome. Yeah. You good to go, Dunk?
Be tight.
He's got.
Derek recording the moment.
The plan is for Sam and his running mate Duncan to do the next stage alone. The two pacers, Dickie and Jono, will move to a rendezvous point to drop off water and food, but they can't continue.
There's that much pressure on your knees.
Right.
Controlling your it's very hard.
There'll be no rendezvous and the runners are on their own.
When we came down, they weren't there, and we were sort of left with a real dilemma. Do we try and look for the food and water, which was going to sustain us over the next 2 hours, or do we keep going? And we just took the view that we couldn't afford the time. We also couldn't afford to be coming down Blencathra at night, which is a pretty treacherous descent. So we kept going. We drank some water from the stream, ate some grass, and then managed to sort of get down into Threlkeld probably about 10 or 15 minutes early. And when we got into Threlkeld, it was a real sort of buoyant atmosphere. We'd instantly forgotten about the 2 paces that had gone awry, and everything was looking good. It really looked like it was going to be achievable and probably easier than we anticipated.
Well, I mean, it's really still down here, but up there it's blowing a hoolie.
Yeah.
So Sam, you got 15 minutes here. You going to take it all?
When it went dark is when it really started to get tough. It's funny what an effect the sun has, in sort of giving you energy. And by the time we got on top of the first hill, we weren't able to see more than about a metre in front of us, which meant the navigation was really tricky, which really slowed us down.
The next stage, 4 hours in all, would take them over Helvellyn in the dark. It was the section everyone feared most. For the moment, the support team can only rest and wait.
So it's almost 2:30 in the morning and we're between Keswick and Ambleside waiting for Sam to come back to get some more supplies, keep his energy up. But we've just found out that they've been delayed by 40 minutes and we're not really sure why, possibly the weather. All I can say is it's pretty cold and everybody's quite tired. So if we're feeling like this on the ground, we just don't know how they're going to be feeling up there.
The only assumption is that they've had some kind of drama up there.
Yeah.
Maybe to do with the wind, the high winds.
There they are. There. That guy in the black. There.
Sam has returned, but 3 are still on the hill.
They're coming down now. I just wanted to make sure you're awake. You were so late.
Yeah, no.
What's wrong with Duncan?
I don't know. He's just been being sick and
Has he?
just not been able to keep his food down. So he's just really saps of energy.
The wind was blowing really, really strongly, and there was snow on top, which we just did not anticipate.
Hola!
And you could really sort of taste the pressure and the anxiety, not just in myself and the pacers, but in the guys that were supporting us.
Duncan and the pacers finally emerge from the hillside. Only their skill has kept them alive.
Oh my word.
Probably about, 80 mile an hour winds probably. Across the top, you couldn't walk up the features.
We were kind of focusing on where we wanted to be in sort of 1 mile rather than where we wanted to be in 10 metres. And we nearly went off Lower Man, which is just near Helvellyn, and then we nearly went off Helvellyn itself, both of which have sort of 300-400 metre cliff edges. So, it could have been a completely different story, had we not sort of just had the strength of character to kind of just stop and just do a quick confirmatory check as to where we were.
Thanks very much.
By dawn, they're heading to the halfway mark, but Duncan is struggling and soon drops out. The route takes them over Scafell Pike, the highest fell in England, and down to the shores of Wastwater.
Just to give you some indication of the terrain around here, it's taken 2 hours just to drive to Wastwater. The last time we saw Sam was 5 hours ago, and he's supposed to compete this leg in 6 hours. It's really becoming a battle of Sam versus the elements.
Lots of my friends and colleagues have suffered some really serious injuries. Guys that have lost legs, lost arms, lost both. And what they do every day, amounts to more than I will be doing over the Bob Graham round for 1 day.
Just 1 more leg, only 11 miles and 3 mountains, and he's home. Sam's already raised nearly £5,000 for Help for Heroes and reaches Keswick with just 15 minutes to spare. It's been tough.
It had ceased to be a physical event, probably at about Wasdale, and from that point on it was a mental event. I mean, that's my first ever felt race. Probably my last as well. But no, it was just a fantastic thing to do, and I'm not sure I'll do it again, but you know, I really, really enjoyed it. I just tested parts of me I just didn't know existed. It physically almost killed me. It had taken my heart and soul to get around the Bob Graham round. But I wasn't doing it for myself, I was doing it for other people.